Last one.
Tell me if this does anything different.
Great. Even if it's just a light day, you still have to check each and every single box, from physical to mental preparation. No pitches off. When I think about making adjustments, and if you don't have this sword anymore, you got to pick up a new one. And how do we go about this?
I was having so much fun in spring, and my first 2 starts, I added a changeup, kind of like a sinker, because I've never been able to figure out a changeup or take speed off. Same with any of my off-speed, like my curveball is normally, when it's best, it's like 82 to 84.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing, it's 82 to 84, and it's playing off not only the tunnel, but it's playing off the carry that you have on the heater.
Yeah, absolutely dealing right now.
You're a master supinator, right? You got 3 soupies, cutter, slider, curveball. Yeah. So we got a lot of this going on. We got a lot of getting around the baseball. For the curveball, you were looking for more vert. You're not looking for H on the curveball, the horizontal break.
Yeah.
And feels like there was maybe a time where there was some blending going on?
Yeah, definitely. I wish I would have caught on while that was happening, but I'm throwing it every day. And I was going through some mechanical adjustments in 22, feeling stuck in the mud, and I'd be frustrated with it. And so after catch play, I'd be throwing all my pitches because nothing feels good, and I was probably working out of frustration, maybe not the best thing. And when you throw a pitch every day, so for instance, take my curveball, it can move a millimeter every single day, and you don't even know because you're throwing it 5-10 times a day, and it looks the same to you visually, but metrically, it's very different. And so it got more and more slurvy, and I'm not getting the swings from left-handers, and right-handers are seeing it better. And it took Chris Langen, it took him 2 days to say something. And he's like, hey, when'd you change I just want to know, like, just trying to get to know you. When'd you change your curveball grip? And I was like,
I didn't.
What are you talking about? He's like, are you sure? I was like, pretty sure. Pretty sure I didn't change it. So he very simply just brought it up from 21, where it was probably like 14 vert, to 22, 23, progressively went here. And so I explained to him what I thought happened, which is throwing it every day and struggling mechanically and not seeing it. He's like, oh, it's definitely better when it's more vertical and firmer. So let's get back to that. And so we just flipped it over, changed the feel of it.
You have a ball here? You have a ball around?
Yeah, I'll grab one.
Guys who are around it each and every day, guys who follow this and watch this each and every day. It takes him 2 days, Chris Lang, 2 days to look at the data, look at what he's seeing, and then obviously you got to get over that and ask the athlete, hey, have you thought about this? You got something going on? It's incredible how important this stuff is.
I was here.
Sure, knuckle, spiked.
Spike, never too much pressure. But as I was getting frustrated and not getting the swings, and it was like, felt like it was popping up, I think I was just choking down on it. And I progressively moved further and further up the horseshoe.
Trying to tell your, what do you, is the cue there trying to get in front?
Felt like, and I'm just trying to I'm not getting, it's gotta be because I'm not throwing it hard enough. Right. You know, it's not, people are seeing it out of the hand, so it's not as much of a heater out of the hand. I didn't even realize, but I started to wrap it and choke it, put it deeper in my hand. That obviously changes the axis that it comes off your finger. Sure. That was the feel I had. I feel like once you do this 1,000 times, it's hard to just do that. You're like, I have no idea where this ball is gonna go. No idea.
Like, no, I can't throw that.
So we just flipped it around, essentially the same thing, right? But it changed like the feel. I didn't go here, I just went here. And so that axis was more of a
12-6 axis. So, and did you feel any apprehension moving off of the anchor and going to sort of a naked anchor, if you will?
Totally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's
it took 5 days though.
And what we're talking about when we say anchor as opposed to naked anchor, as Shane showed you, show him again your original.
Original was right here.
So that knuckle curve right here, this seam, AKA an anchor. So he's got a good place of origin for him to be able to go to and repeat. When you start to switch that up, there's a level of comfort that has to come with you being able to find that same spot because you don't necessarily have that anchor to go to.
Right.
but you found that anchor and a place of comfort right on that other seam.
I did. Yeah, and it didn't take that long. It was like the first few popped up, you know, I don't know where it's going, felt like you've never thrown before. You just do it 40, 50 times and you start to, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's 12-6, that's up and down. And it's funny, like, if you throw a curveball more arm side, it's hard to see visually from the mound. You're like, that was a bad pitch.
Right, it didn't move, that did nothing, no life.
And the catcher's like, no, that was nasty.
Because we want to throw, you want to throw a curveball and you want to see a banger, right? So it feels like you do this. Throw it from back here so I can watch it, boom, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. And like you're saying, you get frustrated when it doesn't look that way. But then you throw that quality banger and it just, and it's got that vert, 14, 16, 17, and in your mind you're thinking, was that really that? And Hedgie's back there going, buddy, again, again.
He's a good guy for that too.
Yes, he is.
He'll let you know.
He's the fucking best.
He'll let you know.
He's the best. Take me through the thought process of the changeup. Where did that conversation pop up in your head? Why?
Like you said, I supinate. I do that naturally. Everything wants to go glove side away from a right-handed hitter. It's like, as a hitter, I mean, I've been doing it since 2018. Like, why would a right-hander not just
Look out.
lean out over? And that's all they would do. And so, like, okay, well, I can really open something up if I get something moving towards them instead of just a four-seamer, you know? Like I said, can never take velocity off of my changeup. And so we're like, all right, well, let's stop fighting it. Let's stop trying to do that, and let's just get something that takes off. We tried a few different changeups, like a split changeup, but for me, I don't have the biggest hand, so I couldn't split it. And so I just went one seam, and for some reason, the feel for me was I like to be kind of all over the ball. I couldn't do that. It didn't do much for me.
You couldn't split them? You didn't want to split them?
I could, but like it just wasn't, the results were not there.
Not good.
And so I went one seam. For some reason, when I grab with my thumb and pull it on the outside and almost kick it.
Oh, so
I kick it a little bit.
Yeah. But without the spike, actually.
Correct.
Okay.
And I kick it, and it creates all that feel on the inside of my middle finger. And so when I release, we just kept rotating the ball until we could find that like one seam axis.
Seam shift?
Yeah. Tried to. So I'm excited to throw that again. I've thrown a couple. I've snuck a couple in a catch.
You feel good about it?
Yeah, I feel good
about it?
Yeah,
Because,
as long as the axis is in a good spot, I'm happy.
Slider, show me the slide piece. This is a pitch, when we go back to 2020, you were throwing this out of the zone and you turned the free world into the poorest fisherman on the planet. Because everybody's searching for that thing. Everybody was fishing, nobody landing anything.
Yeah.
Down 0-2 after a good slider. Swung on and missed.
For me, it's just like a traditional, just right around the horseshoe.
On the top.
I'm trying to throw it just like a heater.
Heater.
And for that one, I don't care how much it goes as long as it's a heater for as long as possible. It's kind of ugly in terms of the numbers. It's like, yeah, whatever.
But effectiveness, right?
Yeah, and Chris was like, dude, honestly, if anybody else, like, I would want to change your slider, but like, we'd be the dumbest people in the world to even suggest that. I'm like, yeah, you're not touching it. Because like, I don't care what it looks like on the, if we're getting results and we continue to get results, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so like metrically, it's not the prettiest, but for whatever reason, I'm able to tunnel it really well. It's able to be a heater for as long as possible, and I'm able to command it. And so
when I hear that, I think you are able to tunnel it, right? So it looks like something that it's not. So then I think about a layer of deception that you've added to this. And then I think about your ability to work off of effective misses.
Yeah.
So just because metrically this isn't something that gets you out of bed, it just has to be able to do what I needed to do because of what else I'm capable of doing.
Yep.
I think a lot of people sort of get caught up in, and I watch bullpens.
And that's why I said, like, I prefer a nice happy medium.
Sure.
With TrackMan, with Hawkeye, with everything. It's got its place, it's got its value, and it's helped me out a ton. And I plan on using it more and more each and every year, and especially getting back on the mound. I'm really excited to play around But at the same time, like there are some pitches that metrically are disgusting, should be unhittable, and they get smacked around. Like big league hitters are different breed, man.
Well, they can they get to stuff, and they can, when you combine their ability to start to do homework, and maybe they start to sell out to tendencies, right? They probably put themselves in a little bit better spot. But what I love is kind of what you have exhibited is they still have to do it, right? Like I might not have the wipeout that you're trying to gear up for, but buddy, when you get a look at this new toy here, and then I run this one up there that looks like it's 95 because it's fucking holding plane, and then I throw that guy to you, you got no chance.
Yeah,
and now they get it.
I think back to like sometime in Double A, we were in Akron and had a start against maybe like the Altoona Curve, and saw some of the guys on that team, and they were kind of talking shit, but kind of not. And they're like, dude, like, I see you so good. I went like 7 strong. And they're like, but it's right there. And then I just like, and then it's not. And I'm like, I guess that's the point. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to react to that.
That's me being so much better than you, man. I know you don't want to say that, but that's how it goes.
I guess that's pitching. Have you heard about these Traject machines?
Traject is probably the most realistic pitching machine of all time.
I think it's bullshit.
You don't like that?
No, I hate it.
You don't like a guy being able to wake up and just go log in and take ABs against Beebs?
I took ABs against myself.
Did you?
Yeah, just to pump the ego a little bit.
And how'd you feel?
Not good. But like, it's crazy. I mean,
what was the most humbling part of that? Because hitters do that, and hitters walk in, it's about time. It's about time we got something. Okay, cool. But you step in and you're like, hold on, time out. These dudes are like seeing all of my shit here.
Yeah, it's
like,
bullshit.
This is not okay.
It's me. And they probably only do it to the starter.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
why would they, unless maybe a closer, high leverage reliever, I get that, but if you're gonna see a starter for 6 innings, you should take all the swings you can off of that guy. And it was like spot on, dude. I mean, it was nasty.
What was your, like, when you walked away from that?
I was like, I should never not throw a slider down and away to a righty.
Why do I throw
but again, they're big league hitters, man. They got better eyes than me. They're way better at everything in regards to hitting. So,
oh, that's comical.
All the rules we continue to make, we're gonna end up thrown out of a ditch in 10 years. The mound's gonna keep going like this. It's gonna go underground.
Throwing uphill.
Yeah.
Not good. Last one, fastball. Because you've introduced and flirted with the changeup, and that got my brain going, and we've talked about throwing it and just looking for some sort of movement, right?
Yeah.
Something to keep these guys honest on this half of the plate. Was there ever a thought to just trying to two-seam it?
There is right now.
Yeah.
We could go play around with it.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Probably would have done it halfway through last year. That's been on my mind for a while.
Sure.
So theoretically, it should be easy, right? You just change where it's at. And
that's it. You just
throw
change
like
the grip and let it go.
But for some reason, it's not that easy.
No, it's not. What is the? We'll call
I haven't
this
even gotten that far.
the beta grip.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far.
Okay.
Do we go 1 seam? Do we go 2 seam? I don't know. Is it a 2-seam ride? Is it a sink?
Yeah, and that's where I love the idea of you guys having the ability though to determine that, and you don't have to necessarily. Well, let me spend a week grabbing it like this, and how's that feel?
Yeah.
You can throw 3
can find out in
or 5,
3 to 5 pitches,
and you're good to go.
Yeah,
and
a lot of it's feel. Like if you can't feel that ball out of the hand, and then scrap it. Yeah. Find something that's comfortable that you think you can work off of. I think that's a big deal, and something you can locate and be confident executing. So, yeah, we got that, which is, I mean, that's a great tool. That's never gonna go away. They got Traject, we got the Slab Lab.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go take this 2-seamer.
I'm commandeering that name, I
guess.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, sorry. You like it. You like it. Boy, have you flirted with the idea of arm angle manipulation at all?
Maybe like in a sense, because as I was struggling and as my arm was hurting, I started to go here a little bit more. My rotation is supposed to be less long and elastic, and it's more supposed to be how fast can I rotate over a short span of time. I was closing myself off, trying to create more power. I actually opened back up.
Really?
Which felt like I'm open, but I'm probably more perpendicular.
So the happy medium. Felt like that freed your front side up?
My rotation happened not from counter rotating my upper half, but from rotating my lower half quicker and allowing that to happen instead of like almost losing power by going.
So more focus on pelvic control.
Yeah. Tell me if this does anything different.
Great. Yeah, you just jerked it, but yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it was just, oh, even.
That's just traditional. Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's H. It's not a ton of that, but there's
Yeah.
arm side to that. Absolutely.
One more.
Yep.
Ah.
On a good one.
Yeah, of course.
Last one. God damn it. Sticky.
I feel like better than where I'm at, which I guess is a good place to be.
Bro, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You look great.
Appreciate you.
You look great. You look outstanding. Coming out
Good
clean.
for a little backyard piece.
For sure. For sure. But yeah, dude, the life there.
Yeah, I'm in a really good spot. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I've had a really good and smooth progression up to this point. So just keep that rolling, man. Like I said, do it once, do it right.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Well, you've done an incredible job, man. We've had a great conversation. It's taken us from 2020, your Cy Young Award campaign, to where we are right now, knocking on the door of a 2025, which I have no doubt when you are ready, you're going to be kicking that door down and reminding everybody just exactly what the total package of Shane Bieber looks like. Biebs, I couldn't be more appreciative and more thankful for you taking the time, spending with us, giving us a peek behind the curtain on how you're going to get this thing rolling, man. I can't thank you enough.
Small peek. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Slab Lab. We gone.
I gotta call you before my starts, man. You get me hyped up.